everybody. Welcome to another episode of El Pachuco Chronicles. My name is Jim Ruel. I'm one of your co-hosts along with Ray Estrella. How you doing, Ray?
Everybody. We also have two guests in the house. One of our famous repeats. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
Oscar Ruelas.
My name is Eddie Soler.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, Eddie.
Where do you want to start from?
I want to start how you know this guy. Because it seems like you guys did a lot together. It seems like you guys grew up together, did a lot together, started some things together.
Well, yeah, when I moved when I was only about 5 years old, we moved in right there on 41st Street, and then after that, Oscar came, and then I moved to 42nd Street. And then we went to the same school, Vernon City, in the city of Vernon. And we walked over there, down Vernon, Alameda, then Vernon. And we met there at the school, and then we became friends. And from then on, after we graduated from the grammar school, we went to junior high school, Carver Junior High. And we did our school there, and then they I didn't graduate from the junior high school. They told me to go home, that I wasn't going to graduate, and that I was wasting their time. So I went home.
Why would they say that to you?
You know, I don't have any idea why they said that to me, but I know that they told me I wasn't going to graduate, to go home. And when I got home on my mother's house and my dad, I was 14, 15 years old. And I got home. My mom told me, "What are you doing at home?" I said, "Well, they told me to go home, that I wasn't going to graduate." She said, "Well, go across the street over to the furniture factory, see if they hire you." So I went over there. My dad worked there. And they hired me right there at the furniture factory.
How much are you making an hour?
90 cents an hour.
90 cents an hour.
Yeah, about $40 a week.
Back then, that was a lot of money, though.
Yeah, it was. Because I remember giving my mom half of my check, $20, and I kept 20, and we partied with those 20 the whole week, and ate and drank and everything.
Yeah.
But I worked there for about 5 years, working next to my dad, making the furniture drawers.
Carpentry.
Yeah, no, drawers, making the drawers for the furniture. And then from there, I was working there for about 5 to 6 years. Then they shipped me to the dock, pulling orders and loading trucks. And then after the truck driver quit, they made me the truck driver there. So I was 21 when I was driving trucks. About that time, we got the notice to go downtown LA and get drafted.
The draft.
We got
21. You were drafted at 21.
Yes, I was drafted at 21.
20, wasn't it?
I was drafted at 21. I was 21 at that time, and Oscar was still 20. And we both got drafted, and another guy from the neighborhood named Elizar, he got drafted.
Yes, sir.
And we went in, and we did our boot camp and AIT and all that, and then they sent us overseas. But luckily that we were one of the fortunates that came back home, you know, and because we have lost a lot of friends of ours over there, you know. Basically, I really don't like talking about the Vietnam War because I break down all the time I speak about that. So I'd rather not talk about that. And after we came back in 1969, and we went back together, hanging around together, and then I had already started the car club, the Dukes, in 1958.
Who started it with you?
Oscar Ruelas. And I designed the first plaque. I did the drawing. At that time, it was mostly fast cars at that time when we were growing up. But I mean, the guys from the neighborhood, all of them had old cars, and that's how we got involved with the old cars. We loved the way the old cars looked, so we started getting involved, and that was our style.
They have style, yeah.
And we're part of the neighborhood. We're from 38th Street, but we're the younger guys. And then after that, the drugs came in. The drugs came into the neighborhood. Cocaine. I mean, not cocaine. Heroin.
Heroin.
Oh wow.
So when that came in, a lot of the guys started doing the heroin. I mean, cocaine. I mean heroin. Please forgive me.
Heroin.
And I didn't like that. I saw my best friend Fonso Cuellar. I tried to save him, and I tried and I couldn't save him. He ended up dying of overdose on heroin. So
How old was he?
he was probably maybe in his. I really don't know how old he was. He was still young.
He was a young guy.
And we started the car club for that reason. I started that car club for that reason. And I told Oscar, hey, well, what happened?
How old were you when you started the car club?
I was about 13 years old.
Yeah.
Well, what happened, Freddie Cuellar, Alfonso Cuellar's brother, had a 54 Chevy, and he took us down Whittier Boulevard, cruising, and we were cruising, and we saw all these car clubs, not that many, just a few car clubs.
Few car clubs, yeah.
Yeah, about 2 car clubs right there in the corners hanging out. And I told Oscar, you know what, Oscar? We need to do that. We need to start a car club. And Oscar said, yeah, that's a good idea. And Fonso Cuellar thought about the same thing. Yeah, Freddie too. So that's when I decided, we started thinking about a good name to call the car club. So we went through a phone book, we went through everything, trying to get a good name that no one had. So we came up with the Dukes.
How did you guys come up with the Dukes? Like,
Well, it was a magazine we seen. The guy dressed as a duke, you know, with a cane, hat, white gloves, and all that. That's where the idea came from. Okay. And Eddie goes, well, let's put the S and let's go with the Dukes of L.A.
wow.
So I designed a hot rod.
Yeah, the whole black.
And the name.
I need some pictures of that. I need some.
Yeah, I wish he
I
would have
got
brought one. He
document
has one.
everything. You know, that's great.
I'll
And-
send you the pictures.
And
I thought about the black.
I designed the hot rod and left the driver open. And then one of the guys from the neighborhood from 38th Street, his trademark was the creeper. So he put the creeper and the driver on the driver's side, you know. Yeah. And once he did that, then I went to me and Oscar and Freddie Cuellar took us to at that time there was a shop in Montebello. It's called New House. They were more like a hot rod, lowrider, custom stuff.
Yeah.
So they were making plaques. So we went over there and asked them if they could make that plaque. I had the design and drew it. He said, yeah, we can make it, but we need to have 10 of them. I said, no, we only need 5. So he said, you know what, I'll do the 5 for you. Yeah. And so that's how we started. We went and had jackets done at the liquor store.
Rubens.
A friend of ours from the car club worked there. And also at that time was the treasurer worked there. And we had the jackets done there. And
Do you have any of those jackets still?
No, Oscar might have one.
What was left of it, you know, I guess my mother had them put away. I guess the mice went in there. I got the lettering, yes. Renee got the letter. They were like a silverish blue or silver.
No, the jacket was like it was black.
Well, the jacket was black.
The letters were like a blue.
Like a bluish,
turquoise
silverish.
blue.
It turned colors, you know.
Like a turquoise blue.
And that's all. That's money. I mean, all that's. Where'd you guys get the money for this?
You know what?
I mean, you were 12 or 13.
Question.
My dad worked at that furniture factory, and at nighttime he would go clean the factory, the mill, all the sawdust and everything. So since I was the oldest, it's not that I volunteered. He said, "Well, you got to go with me, Eddie. Help me clean the furniture. I mean the mill."
Yeah.
So he gave me money every once a week.
Keep talking.
He gave me money, and we had a little bit of money, and that's how we, we made the jackets. But at that time, I think I was working already, but
Yeah.
already.
I think you were.
And already we have formed the Dukes, the plaque, the jacket came afterwards, you know. And then after that, we got drafted, like I said, to the service, came back. And in 1969, we came back home. We got drafted in 67. After that, we came back home, like I said, in 69. And then we went and started the second Dukes with the bigger plaque with the hat and the cane. I designed the second plaque, and one of the members named Manuel Navarro designed the hat and the cane. That was his trademark. Every time he drove, he rode 38th Street on the alleys. He always put the hat and the cane, and that's how it started. The hat and the cane came about, and the second plaque, and then we went. And
That's Oscar's fault.
it started the plaque, and then apparently a lot of people. At that time, we only had South LA, Duke South LA. It was no chapters, nobody. At that time, the Lowrider magazine came about in 1970s, and then he came over and asked us if he can come over and take pictures because he was starting a magazine called Lowrider. The guys from Elysian Park told him, well, if you want pictures from a lot of old bombs, you got to go over there to the neighborhood of 38th Street. So he came over and asked us, hey, I'm starting a magazine called Lowrider. Can I take pictures of your cars? He said, yeah, no problem. So the magazine started that time. And then we... when we're having meetings and all that, a lot of the guys will come from a lot of distance. A lot of the guys got upset because we started having problems with that magazine, Lowrider magazine. So they decided that, you know what, in 1978, we decided to go separate ways. We broke up right there in 1978 from the Dukes. I didn't want to leave, but since I designed the plaque and I just started the car club, but once my brother left, I had to follow my brother, my little brother. His name was Jesse Soler. So I started, about a month later, we're all hanging around the guys that left on the next block on 43rd Street. And then they brought up, why don't we start our own car club? So I said,
hold on. So I'm sorry, I had to get a chair. I got somebody else coming. You started another club. Why?
Well, we broke up away from the Dukes in 1978. What happened? A lot of the members were coming from long distance for the meetings, and what happened? Lowrider magazine was taking those people, certain people, and taking pictures and avoiding these other guys. So they got upset behind that. I think what happened, instead of Lowrider magazine being more social, since he was just beginning, he was just handpicking cars, and a lot of the members got upset. So they said, you know what, I'm not. A lot of the members got upset behind that, and what happened? They put the plaques down, and my brother left. I didn't want to leave because I started the Dukes, and so we left. And then after that, we're hanging around. The Dukes started on 41st Street.
No, 43rd.
Well, the plaque started on 43rd Street. That's why I designed it. But we hung out on 41st. with the guys from
41st,
38th
gotcha.
Street. But we lived on 42nd, 43rd Street, but our hangout was on 43rd Street with Fonso Cuellar's house. So we were hanging out right there. It was about 8, 10 of us. And then we said, one of the guys said, you know what, why don't we start our own car club? And on my mind, I always had this name, Memories. San Fernando Valley had a car club called Memories. And I fell in love with that name. So I said, all right, why don't we call it Old Memories? So I designed the third plaque. And I drew it right there on the street, on the
Like the rest
sidewalk.
of 'em.
On the sidewalk, just like the rest of them. At that time, I could draw really good, but like I said, I got damaged from the war in Vietnam, and I can't even write my name now. I gotta write my name with my left hand now.
You're not left-handed like me?
No, I'm not.
No, he's not, but you're doing pretty good now. You want to see him?
No, I'm still no good.
Yeah.
Anyway, and that's how the Old Memories Car Club started. The Old Memories South LA started right down 43rd Street.
Yeah.
And
The same neighborhood.
and I guess people like that name, and we at first it was just South LA.
It's a nice-sized club.
Yeah, now it's about 25 chapters. Australia, Japan, everywhere. El Paso,
Worldwide.
Texas, everywhere. Denver, and now it's worldwide now. So, like I said, I never realized that it was gonna create that big.
Nobody did.
But then,
Like
I
the
had always,
You had no idea.
I started the car club, and then when the chapter started getting bigger, I took a leave of absence for about 5 years.
Now, when you started, were you the president?
Yeah, I was the president at Old Memories. Okay. And then when we started the Dukes, there was no president, the first plaque. The second plaque, I decided they wanted me to be the president because I decided to design the plaque. So I told them, no, I don't want to be the president. I told Oscar, you be the president. They said, no, I'll be the vice president. And I told him, you know what? I saw his brother that he wanted that position so bad, his younger brother, Fernando. Yeah. So I said, you know what? Let's pick Fernando. I'll pick Fernando. So I picked Fernando, his brother, to be the president the second time we started the Dukes. And then he was the vice president. I was sergeant of arms. That's what there was. And then about, I don't know, when all the chapters started happening, I like I said, I took a leave of absence with Old Memories about 5 years. And then I went back with the Dukes and just hung out with them, I never went back into the Dukes because his brother Fernando never told me, hey, you want to come back to the Dukes? And I wasn't going to tell him, hey, let me come back, It's all about pride, Yeah. And so he never asked me, so I never went back. So then I went back with Old Memories again. At that time, Old Memories was having little problems, and I went back, straightened everything out. So now it's 46 years, Old Memories been around.
Jeez.
The Dukes, I think about 65 years,
Yeah, at least.
60 years.
This guy's old, believe it or not.
And,
Well, you guys were young guys starting
Yeah.
We
this.
started young.
yeah.
13,
But,
about 13.
the reason why I started, I already told you, because that heroin came into the
Drugs.
neighborhood.
Drugs and the gangs.
And the gang, well, that's what it was. The drugs and the gang,
And the gang
I
life.
wanted to get away from that. So what's the best thing to do? Start a car club. So that's what I did, start a
And
car
you guys
club.
love cars. Did you guys? I gotta ask. Did you guys go to college, do anything, or you
No.
guys just work on cars?
No, I didn't finish school.
You never finished high. You
No,
never went back.
They
No.
kicked them out of school.
Well,
So you never went
no,
back?
they didn't kick me out. They told me I had to go home, that I wasn't going to graduate.
No,
So
they
when I
told-
went home,
Nah.
my mom told me, go to the furniture factory, see if they hire you. So
Yeah.
I had to go there, but I had to get a worker's permit to go to Saturday school at the high school, the
Yeah.
Jefferson High School.
Yeah.
So that's what I did until I turned 18. When I turned 18, then I didn't need no
Yeah.
permit
Worker's
no
permit.
more. I was still working at that furniture factory. I was there for about 5 years. Then we got drafted to the Vietnam War in '67. '69 we came out, and then that's when 1970, '71 we started the Dukes with a bigger flag.
We changed the whole
And then after
flag.
that, the chapters started getting bigger. The Dukes started getting bigger. In '78, I left the Dukes after being there with 20 years with them. And then I started Old Memories Car Club, South LA. And then Old Memories, it got big too. Started chapters here, there, and there. And, now, after being with them for 45 years, I decided it was time to leave, 45 years with them.
You think?
I retired.
Time to start another one.
Retired.
No,
They
no.
let you out?
Well, they didn't have no choice, I didn't like what was going on,
But they didn't want to.
and they didn't want me giving my advice, even though I started the club, the Old Memories. Apparently, the younger guys didn't want me giving my opinion, which they didn't like that, So I seen that, and I told them, you know what? Okay, goodbye.
Yeah.
And that's all I told them, and I never went back.
Eddie, I've seen you for years, and I think the last time I saw you was I never met you. I never knew your story.
Right.
And I think I saw you once at a funeral. I think we were at Jesse Valadez's funeral. And you were always next to Oscar. Always next to Oscar, and
Yeah.
we all shook hands. But I never knew you had such a fascinating story.
Yeah, well, after we left the Dukes, we became enemies.
Well,
So
not
we-
enemies, but we had to compete with each other.
Yeah, we didn't
same
talk to each
neighborhood.
other for about
For a
20,
while.
20 years.
Jeez.
So,
Jeez.
I mean,
I talked to him, but my brothers didn't.
Yeah.
well, his
Yeah.
brothers,
Yeah,
what they did,
yeah.
they put the bat on me. They said that I was messing around with his wife at that time, which I only saw her one time in my life. And it turned out that one of the members from the same club was messing around with his wife,
Okay.
and that's a different
So they
story.
probably lied to pin it on
But
you, maybe.
they put the blame on me. So
They made you the scapegoat.
yeah, so I became the enemy. So,
And how did you guys reconnect?
well, one time in Southgate Car Show, we were there. All Memories were there. The Dukes were there. And I saw Oscar, and Oscar went like this. I went like this. Then we started.
He did a head movement.
Yeah, well, that's the way we communicate, So that we started talking, and then we went back,
Nice.
back like we used to be, And we've been together, talking with each
All our
other,
life.
and helping each other out.
Well, since you said 5
So-
years old? Since
Yeah.
5 you guys known each other?
Yeah. Well, we went to grammar school together,
Yeah, we went to grammar, junior high.
and that was it.
That was
A little bit of
different
high
here.
school, a
I
little
went
bit
to
of high
Thomas
school.
Jefferson High School for 2 years, and then from there I went to Hunter Park for my last year. I needed a change, get away, But
During
yeah.
your talk right now, we had another visitor step in. I need you to move a little closer, Vecino. This gentleman lives here. He's my neighbor, and he has a car club too called Brown Pride. Could you introduce yourself, please?
Hi, my name is Louie Carranza.
And tell us a little bit about you, Louie.
All right. Well, let's see. How do you want me to start this? I like your story. It's pretty good. But anyways, I can relate to what he says as far as keeping kids out of trouble and, and looking back at my
You're the president
in the
of-
past. Yeah, I'm the president of Brown Pride Car
Okay.
Club. Okay, so anyways, looking back then when the Dukes were going, I was probably like about 17 and I had my own car. And then I graduated from high school. And then about 79, I joined the Dukes with Jacob, Orange County. Yeah, and I think they started about that time, a year
So
78.
you were a Duke too.
Yeah, I was in Dukes, yeah.
Yeah, in the 80s, I think.
Yeah,
Wow, you guys all have a connection.
yeah.
A lot of people been in the Dukes, in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Well, at
you
one
know.
point I was a Duke.
Even you were.
Even you were.
Your
Yeah.
dad was
Yes.
a Duke too.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Am
Well,
I
you know,
Duke?
at that time, everybody liked that name, you know.
Yeah,
so
that's
I mean,
important.
just
it's got a lot to do with
It's a catchy
the
name.
name of the car club. If you know, because you see the names they have now is not catchy like
Yeah.
the Dukes.
We're not gonna
you know.
mention those.
No,
We
no.
don't want to bad
The
talk
Dukes, old memories, you know, and it's a catchy name, so people like it, so they join, and it's a family orientated
Orientated.
car club.
Orientated, yeah.
From the
And that's
beginning.
what it's all about, It's about family having, car shows, being at car shows, picnics, weddings,
Keeping your family together.
keeping the car club together and the family. The car club is a family,
United,
and
yeah.
and their families come with the car club, and it's about that, It's not about making money or
It's not a business.
it's not a
Yeah.
business, and
No, it's not a business.
some people make
Create
it a business,
Yes.
and sometimes it don't look right for the car club to
Well,
do
don't
that,
mix. The business and the family doesn't mix.
I know I had to when I went back to the car club at Old Memories, I know there was a couple of guys that were making promises to these guys that they were going to fix their cars and do all this and that, and then taking their money, and I didn't like that. I said, it doesn't look right for the name, Old Memories, for you to doing this to our own members. So I told him, you know what, you have to take a leave of absence. He didn't want to. Oh, no, please don't let me take a leave of absence. Pay that guy back what you took, and then you can come back. Even if you have to take a loan
You're just trying to make things right. You're trying to make things right.
Yeah, loan on your house, and pay the guy back. And he didn't want to, so I told him take a leave of absence. I didn't want that negative thing.
Negative energy.
Business is not a car club,
No, it's not.
The business is not a car club. Business is separate from a car club, And so that's why I had to
See,
do that.
we never agreed to this man 80. He's right. Car club's not about making money on your members or your chapters. It's about family orientated. Grandsons, daughters, sons, and
Getting
No,
together on a
brothers,
Sunday afternoon
sisters,
and having a barbecue.
Mother,
Oh yeah, we used to
Yeah.
get together every Sunday, cruise up and down Whittier Boulevard.
Yeah.
We hang out at Elysian Park every Sunday,
every Sunday.
and then at the afternoon we come get clean up, and cruise up and down Whittier Boulevard. That was every
Wooded
Sunday.
Boulevard, yeah.
Yeah.
Till about 9 o'clock at 9:30, no later than that.
And then
right?
Saturdays we used to get together and go to the big Union Hall, go dancing, and then come back home middle of the night and just party right down 41st Street all night.
Oh, nice. So
Back to Louie. So you were part of the Dukes in the 80s,
Yeah.
and then you
The
broke
80s.
off and started.
Yeah, and then like 3 years I was in the Dukes, and then I decided to start my own club.
Did you have your 60 still then?
Yeah, I did. Actually, I did. Yeah. It was white and red before.
Yes, I remember
Yeah.
that.
I believe in a keeper, man. Like Oscar's eyes in, I love his cars. Yeah. So going back to the Dukes, when I was in the Dukes, I remember hanging out with them and going to Fernando's shop or your guys'
Fernando's
shop
shop,
out there.
yeah.
Then we go to Azalea. We do car
Azalea,
shows,
Southgate, yep.
stuff like that. So with that, I just wanted to keep going, and I like the style. And so
What
then
made you want to start your own?
only because a couple of guys that I knew, they wanted to start a club. So I figured, you know what? Well, let's just start this club. And then we're trying to figure out a name. And then we're hanging out right there.
Did you go through the phone book like these guys did?
No. Well, it's actually Mike Dominguez, Emmanuel Molina, Mike, the guys at and Rojas.
Was Leo Lopez in the club then?
What?
Leo Lopez?
Oh, Leo. Yeah, when Leo
Yeah,
was
Leo.
there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Leo. Oh, he's a heck of a
Because
guy.
he took it over.
We
Jacob
partied.
stepped down.
Well, actually, that's what happened.
Leo.
Leo took it over. Then I was vice president.
And I was in charge of the Orange County chapter.
Oh, okay.
To Leo
Okay.
Lopez and
Yeah.
his wife.
Because I remember Jacob always had a fallout or something. We go
Yeah.
the next day, and I'm like, "What happened?" So that kind of thing. That's why really I didn't want to say, but that's why I started my own club. It was always up, it was down.
I remember that.
It could never, But I
Leo
really
Lopez
think
was
Jacob's a
dude.
good guy, man. I like that guy. He's been man.
He was a good dude. Leo
Yeah.
Lopez.
Oh yeah.
That's why I picked him.
Oh Leo, yeah.
Jacob didn't want to do it no more. And then when Leo Lopez stepped down, I asked Jacob, you want to take the Dukes over under me? And let me think about it,
Yeah.
To make a long story short, Jacob decided to go with my brother Fernando. So then when he came back to
Yeah.
the Dukes, you remember that?
But so then I decided to start my own club,
Yeah.
and couldn't figure out the name, like we were saying. And we're looking around, and my Dominguez has brown pride on his leg right here, his calf, and I'm like, oh, let's just call that. It has a meaning to it, So at that time, is that racist or what is it? And well, I don't know, but you know what? It has a meaning, so we kept it. So
And then people came out with shirts of it. And
Yeah, so now it's been like about 26 years.
Already?
Wow.
26, yeah,
Wow.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's flying.
So,
Are you still in the club?
I'm still in the club. Yeah,
Is
I
it
mean,
really?
we're still doing pretty good.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, and the thing is, I ended up having a lot of younger guys, because they stay out of trouble. Like he was saying, it does. It
Yeah.
affects them. Because,
That's
putting the money
amazing.
into drugs, whatever, when you're in a meeting, hey, what have you done to your car, whatever. So they'll probably say, I've done this and I've done that. Because every club should have standards. So then on top of that, I would try to get like fundraisers going and, get them going to help out, people that passed away or like back for school, that kind of thing. And then we did, actually, we're one of the first ones to do a trunk or treat.
Wow.
Yeah, we
For
did
Halloween.
that for Halloween. Yeah, that was really neat. We had, and as a matter of fact, your mom was one of my sponsors here.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Nice.
Phyllis. Yeah, so thank you.
And
Ray, your dad.
that's very important, like he says, to get us out of trouble.
Yeah,
Because before we even started the car club,
yeah,
I was running kind of wild. You're going to the left, to the right.
yeah.
And Eddie tells me, Oscar. I said, what? Get back to the neighborhood. Let's start this car club. Because he seen me. He said I was hanging around with the hoodlums, I don't know what he meant by that, But he was right.
But the overall...
He was right.
The overall effect that I'm getting from you guys, the vibe that I'm getting from you guys is
Yeah.
that you guys are all people.
Yeah.
I mean, people. Like, you guys like people and you guys
Yeah.
want to invest in people.
And that helped us.
Well,
Next-
the main thing is keeping us out of trouble.
Right.
Exactly.
With coke, the heroin going in
The drugs.
into the
The
neighborhood,
gangs
and the
heroin,
gang,
yeah.
and
that
once we started the car club, it
Yeah.
was like completely different. We got away
Change.
from them. Not that I have anything bad to say about the guys from 38th Street. They were good guys, but when the drugs came in, we didn't want to deal with
You
that.
don't want to
We
associate.
don't want
Yeah.
a part of that. I mean,
So that's the reason, the main reason that was it,
and we love cars. And we love the way, we love cars and we like the way those guys fix their cars. We fall in love with it,
Well, no.
slammed on the, oh man,
Don't
those
forget
guys-
that this was when we're there hanging around with the guys. This was in the 1950s,
Right?
50s.
and the cars that they had, like 47,
Yeah.
39s,
49, 30,
54s. They were newer cars, at that time for us. And then we started saving up our money. I bought my first car for $100. Oscar bought his fleet line for
48, $63.
$62.
My life savings.
How much did you spend on yours?
You know what? My wife doesn't even know.
My life savings.
She's gonna know after this.
$63.
Maybe she won't listen.
You believe that?
You're never done putting money into your car, man. Overall, it could be expensive, man.
But she doesn't know how much you
Put
bought
it
your
this way.
64?
I got offered $100,000 for it, and I'm like, I'm not ready to sell it. Because a guy at the park car show says, how much you want for it? I said, dude, I already put $100,000 into it. To build another one, it'd probably be more. He goes,
Oh, yeah.
like 150. Okay, well, here's my number, this, that, 150. And I went home and told my wife, hey, they want to buy my car. And I just can't seem to get rid of it.
How long have you had it?
For about 30 years.
How much did you buy for it originally?
It's just family sentimental value.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course. It's a beautiful car.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, how much did you get it for originally, like them?
Oh my goodness, you won't believe it. I bought it for $800.
How much did you pay for your 47? $75?
No, 300.
300?
That's back going way back.
I know.
Too much.
Big spender.
Yeah, I had that car.
300.
Well, that was a lot of money
I had
back
that
then.
car for 53 years
50,
already.
Yeah, 53 years.
I bought it in 1971, and then I had that car for 53 and my 39 for about 40 years
40
already.
years. Huh?
Yeah. Well, I tore it all down to the metal. Fernando came over. We did the metal work on it, the lead work and all that.
He did some lead
And
work.
and it took a lot of money and time.
Well, back then it seemed to me easier because you guys knew how to do it. I don't know if you guys knew or if you guys were just practicing.
Well, we know how to work on body work, but Fernando,
He knew how to do lead work.
he was pretty good in lead work,
So
Yeah, he used to do all
not
the
too many
lead work.
people know how to
And
do
metal
lead work.
finish.
All they do is knock the tin out a little bit and plaster with Bondo. And a car, if you want it to last you the paint, it has to be done, knock it out more.
It had to be metal finish.
Yeah, a little bit
file,
of metal,
no Bondo, no
maybe a
casing.
little bit of Bondo here and there where you
Oh,
when
file,
you when you
metal finish.
when you blocking it all off. And once we did the lead work, then I primed it. Then I
Then
started.
you guys, it seems like you guys had everything in house. You guys would do it
Well-
all in your garage.
We did everything in the
Yeah.
garage on the street.
On the streets.
Yeah.
Whatever it took. We took motors out in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
With a forklift.
We,
Remember?
we used to
Yeah.
we used to take tires apart on the middle of the street
Middle of the street.
and take them off and put new tires and just run them over with the car, run them over
To break
and
them.
then and then
You have
get
to run them off to
the
break them,
crowbars and
Take 'em
break
out.
them out.
Take
and
the tubes out.
they're right there
and patch
on the
'em.
middle of the street. Yeah, and one time we took a motor out and I had a dolly. We put the motor in the dolly, put it in the back of my bumper in my 54, and went around the block with that dolly driving the motor in the back of the car.
That was funny.
But but we started. We used to go to Sears when we were young, and we used to buy those go-karts that Sears used to sell.
Yeah.
$125,
Yeah,
120.
125.
And we used to cruise up and down the street on those go-karts.
Race.
And then, or the little
Race.
mini bikes.
Race.
Mini bike, go-kart, then
But
we get into the
then,
swings.
We never had bikes. We were real poor. We couldn't afford to buy a new bike. My dad, after we walked to the schools back and forth, my dad finally bought me a bike. He bought me a bike. Then what I did, I took it all apart and
Fixed it up.
he took the fenders off and all, make it my style.
So you've had that in you since day one.
I guess so because
Did you paint your own cars too?
Yeah, a little bit. Well, what happened, my brother-in-law paint cars. So anytime we wanted a paint job, but that ain't it. The way we started, there was a shop right in the middle of the street of 43rd Street. They paint tractors and trailers. And the name of the shop was Ryan. So we go over there and tell Ryan, hey, I want to paint my car. How much you charge me? Or what, can I work for you? He said, yeah, you can come and sand the trailers for 3 days. So for 3 days, we sand trailers. And then,
You get a paint job.
and then the guy will paint our cars.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, that's the way we started. We had no money.
Yeah.
We painted
So
by
we sand for
labor,
3 days, a
sand
trailer,
trailers.
and not only one trailer, a couple of trailers and tractors.
Well, it sounds like he had you earning
Lot of
it.
work.
That's a lot of work sanding.
That was a lot of work, believe me.
work.
And then my brother-in-law worked there at Ryan's. So then after that, he started painting our cars.
That's
We just go buy the paint and tell, his name was Louie Guzman. Hey, Louie, you ready to paint? Yeah. We rent a spray booth on Atlantic. It's called Layton Rental. We go down there, rent a spray booth for $75 for 3 hours, take it in there, mask it all up, shoot it, bring it back out, unmask it, take it back home. You have a paint job.
And you used that quite a bit. That
Yeah, we used that a
booth.
lot. Yeah. We paint our cars like maybe once a year.
Yeah.
We had about 8 paint jobs and my 47. I had to strip it all the way back down to the metal and start over again. But yeah, we did a lot of work. Not only my cars, my brother's car, because my brother was involved with the Dukes. My brother had a real clean 56 Bel Air hardtop. And I did all the body work on that car. We painted it silver and burgundy. And then he wanted to get in the Dukes. We will not let nobody come in the Dukes except from 54 down. We had a code.
54 down.
Same thing with Old Memories. Old Memories still got a code 54 on down.
Can't
And
get in.
55, no.
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 Oh,
54
Different
down.
guys come try to get in with 56s. Now you can't get in. You got to have a 54. So what happened? My brother loved that 56 hardtop. He sold it and bought a 52 Bel Air hardtop. And I had to do body work on that car, paint it.
so you're a body man.
Just about, yeah.
We all did body work.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
But I think I did more than Oscar.
Yeah.
And then,
I did a lot of body work.
yeah, we did a lot of body work. My brother bought a 39 panel from one of the members from Old Memories at that time. Well, he was Dukes, and then Old Memories. And then that panel needed a lot of body work, so we did all the body work, then painted it, and then we put a mural on the side. It was a guy named Ole from the Santana Car Club. He did the mural on it. Elizer. His name was Elizer. Yeah, he did the mural at the Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
You know, the Iron Maiden playing with the devil. Yeah, that mural
That's pretty cool.
won every show just about.
Yeah.
Just on the mural.
Wow.
But we did all the indoor shows, the outside shows, a lot of shows.
You've been
you
doing
know?
shows all your life.
Yeah, all our lives.
You guys
So-
been around.
So we're burned out, to be honest with you. We don't do much shows anymore. Just with friends,
kinda
you know.
burned out.
We'll do
Well, you're
shows.
considered an elder, you know, like they should.
Yeah, well, I'm 78. I am old. He's 78, so he's old.
Oh,
I'm 68.
What do you mean? I'm 70. Would you get 78?
Yeah, you better eight
70.
more.
I'm a baby.
Louis, can you relate to a lot of what they're
Actually, I
saying?
could. You know,
I mean-
anybody could start a club. The hard part is keeping it together. So, being they go way back, we're just doing keeping the legacy going. So by doing that, you know, your clubs that go really good with about 15 members, and then you're down to 5. And the reason for that, some get married or some get a job,
It happens.
or
It happens.
They move away,
they,
or-
they go elsewhere. But then you might have one member, and like there's times where I've been down by myself, and I just
Hell
keep
yeah.
going and going.
That happens.
And
Then they come back.
Yeah, then they come
Different
back.
guys.
Yeah.
Different guys.
And
Like
then-
right now, a lot of old guys from gun clubs are coming back, like Group. A lot of old guys that left the club 20, 30 years, they're coming back. Yeah, it happens.
Well, you know, you get used to that kind of style,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you love it, and you always come back to it. I mean, we and Oscar are retired from the car clubs, but we still cruise, we still have our cars, and we still do everything there is to do.
And car shows.
You know,
There's a rumor going around that it's a
Good
dying
night.
art.
I
Can you relate to that?
You know,
Can you speak on that?
Just like old records, the oldies, they're never gonna die. Just like us, we're like the oldie but goodies. We are never gonna die. It's always gonna be around.
Yeah.
But as for the cars,
Well, they're getting harder to find and more expensive.
As long as there's gas, there's going to be cars. And they're going to keep on low riding.
Yeah, but they're getting more expensive, that's
Because
for
the wheels
sure.
fall off.
That's why I can't see selling my car and starting over again. I'm too old already. So
and it's a lot more money.
Yeah,
A
that,
lot
yeah.
more.
I'm always not
That-
kidding.
that's the thing.
You got 100,000 to build another one, 200,000 nowadays.
It took me 5 years to find all the parts for my 39.
Oh my god!
That's why it took me a while to build that car.
Wow.
You know, I had it all down, stripped fenders, running boards, everything was off. I did the motor, painted the firewall, and my wife told me, hey, you better put that car back together. Something happens to you, we're not gonna know how to put that car back together. So I said, yeah, she got a point. So I started putting it back together.
Do you have any kids?
I got 3 boys.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are they mechanics? Did they like the cars?
No, my oldest liked motorcycles. He into motorcycles. Danny D built this motorcycle, painted this motorcycle for my son. It's not a chopper. It's not a Harley, but it's a Suzuki, but it's all customized.
Right.
With the paint job, it's candy candy blue with all kind of pinstripe
Flakes,
paints
yeah.
and a little bit of mini flake everywhere.
Yeah, flake.
And then he stretched it out, put that big tire in the back. That bike is worth. He spent about 40,000 on that bike
Nice.
because they did the motor's like brand new. That's only maybe 200 miles in that motor.
Jesus.
But now he just sits in front of my 39, and he still has another bike that he drives every day, you know. And he does know how to paint. He paints his bike back and forth. Then I showed him how to paint candies and paint motorcycles because I used to paint those swing bikes,
Yeah.
the 24-inch. I painted a candy burgundy with a blue pearl. Then I painted my other son, Angel. My first son, his name is Eddie, and my second son is Angel, and my third son is Danny. So my second son wanted a custom bike, so I took the frame to my job, because I work graveyard at Vons. So I cut all the metal out and welded everything up, and customized the bike. I mean, it weighed a ton, but it looked good. Then I bundled it all up and showed him how to do it, you know. So and then I painted it candy cobalt blue, and then put the Springer front end with the twisted. Then I went to there was some Chinese guys that knew how to make those wheels with the twisted spokes.
Yeah.
So I went over there and bought the custom
Spokes.
wheels for both of the bikes. And one, he kept it more or less original, but it was still candy burgundy with the blue pearl. The other one went all out custom.
So all your boys have bikes.
Yeah, except for my little one,
Later
Danny.
on, no bike.
Danny, he came late, but we weren't gonna have no more kids. And then all of a sudden we had an accident.
Yeah,
and-
surprise. No accident, surprise.
Yeah, a surprise.
Yeah, you had an accident.
Yeah, surprise.
Surprise.
And Danny
Surprise.
came, and he still brings that up. Oh, you guys didn't even want to have me no more. Didn't want no kids.
It's a
Yeah,
surprise.
but he works for the county. He has a good job. He works for the
You guys didn't
for
want to
the what's that?
Voting.
No.
the other
One of
son.
my sons worked at the boarding department.
Voting, right?
That's Angel. My other son worked for when they take you to jail and they give you probation. He works for the probation office.
parole.
Yeah.
They buy. My son, what he does, he buys all the stuff they need in the prison, and he ships them to them. Yeah, you know, they
Yeah.
need trucks, cars, uniforms, whatever.
Wow.
He ships them to them.
Oh, that's good.
And that's my youngest son, Danny.
Then what are you doing?
The surprise.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
And my oldest son, he worked for it's called Surface Metal. They run these machines with a $400,000 gold, real gold, and they have this roll of nothing but gold, and they run the machines and they refinance the gold, and they put it a lot of airplanes now, instead of running with copper, they're running with gold. All the
Oh wow.
what do you call it, buttons and all that,
Yeah.
it's got gold on them.
Wow.
It's a better sensor
Wow.
than anything else. So that's what my oldest son does.
Are you leaving your cars to them?
Well, I ain't got no choice. Like, you know,
I ain't got no choice.
they already, the oldest one said he wants a 39. Yeah,
He
the
said that?
second, yeah.
Eddie?
And my son Angel, well, he's building his own truck. He's building a truck right now that he must have put already about $30,000.
Well, you know, Oscar's leaving me his 39. We're going to call it 39 Big R.
Well, I don't know. He's leaving cars everywhere, so I don't know. He ain't
like the
gave me
wagon.
anything.
He gave his daughter the wagon. That was nice.
You got my brother love right here.
Yeah.
That's more than
He's my brother from another mother. Okay, let's say
that's
that.
more than Carp. But brother love, nothing like that, right?
Right?
All these years. As a matter of fact,
Even though he didn't talk for 20 of them.
Yeah.
we did.
We
As
did.
a matter of fact,
did.
when you worked at the same shipping and receiving, I worked in the same place too. But I worked in the paint department with my brother Julio
Wow.
Julio's older brother worked there.
at the same factory.
Painting, well, 42nd Street, you know, that's
Yeah,
the next
right there
block.
where you-
Yes.
So Julio did all the where they do all the painting and
Painting.
priming, And I worked in the shipping department, and he worked right there with Julio,
With Julio in the painting department. With
sanding
the furniture, turning
before they
them
paint
around,
them.
getting ready
So
for
you're a
paint.
paint guy too, then?
Yeah, I painted a lot of cars. I had a shop. Ruben de Anda.
Wow.
But we had about 4 years till we closed it down when he had the operation. Remember what
Yeah.
it was? He
Yeah.
passed away
Well, I know you guys
before-
aren't going anywhere soon, but who are you gonna leave your car with,
Well, hope not.
Louie?
Well, I pretty much gonna leave it to both of my daughters, you know. But if they're gonna, I think the best way to do if they sell it,
He had all girls like me.
yeah, they can just go ahead and.
You got one coming already, did you say? The
Oh, I got
39?
the 40. I got the 47 coming. No, the 49. The 49. The 49.
Oh, 39.
49 convertible.
49 convertible. Oh, the one, yeah,
Oh, you buying a 49?
yeah. It's coming.
It's coming.
Well, you know, those cars
Sorry,
are
Louie.
The
always
49.
going to be worth money.
I'll leave my car to my daughter too.
You gonna leave your
Everybody wants a car.
My 2000 Corolla. She's gonna love it.
But the grandkids, you're not gonna leave them for the grandkids.
Yeah, that was my next thing. I would leave for the grandkids. They can sell it and they can
Yeah.
for college.
sell it.
For
Don't
college.
Sell it
Or who wants to keep it depends. You know, how they go about it.
or keep the tradition alive.
Yeah,
Yeah, how many kids you have?
2, 3. I got 3.
Three, and how many
Three
grandkids you have?
girls. 9.
That's a hard
But it
decision,
feels like
you know
19
that, but the
nowadays. You
cars.
know?
Like my daughter, my son, then, I don't know. My son, well, Oscar,
Yeah,
I
this
don't
guy
know.
will have to buy at least 100 cars to all those kids that
All those-
daughters and
You know
granddaughters
what?
have.
Louie is like, the way I know Louie is my neighbor. And so I see Louie with the grandkids. Louie's always with the grandkids.
well, it's about, just like your own son and daughters, your grandkids get closer to the grandparents, believe it
You
or
know?
not.
And he's not used to, I'm going to say,
No.
he's not used to having his wife at home. His wife is retired now.
Yeah, she retired just
He's like, I don't know how to
Yeah.
feel about this.
It's been a big help.
It's
yeah.
all about the
Big
grandkids
blessing.
now.
Yes, a big blessing. But you're like, I feel out of place because you're like, it's
You need
usually
the
me.
grandkids, brother.
You know, and he's got a big swimming pool in his backyard. And so we're.
Oh, no, I didn't know you had a swimming pool.
Oh, yeah.
Now you're going to go swimming.
You're more than welcome, brother.
You'll be holding now.
He's been holding.
Yeah, well,
Did you hear that,
Barbecue and
Sophia?
all.
He's got a swimming
these
pool.
guys are lucky. My sons are still at home. I can't get rid of them.
All three of them.
All 3 of them. And the wife,
Smart, huh? Smart. That's what
treats
I tell
them. I mean,
Smart.
she does everything for them. So you think they're gonna leave? They ain't gonna leave.
She
You know.
cooks 3 different meals every day. No, for reals. They all eat different,
Wow.
you know,
Yeah.
right?
Every time,
Every
every
time.
day.
Nice.
Wow. No, Louie's
It's all
always got the
about-
grandkids, always got.
Shit,
He's
if I
grandpa.
was sister,
He's
I don't
grandpa.
want to leave neither.
Right? I don't think the kids ever want to leave your house because they're
No,
always
that's the
like,
thing. When after 5, 6, I'm like, oh, either go to the gym or something, but they don't want to leave.
You don't
So-
tell them
Yeah,
anytime
so
for you
they're-
guys to
they're-
go home.
That's my exercise all day, you know.
You know, that's what it is.
He's got the minivan. He's always with the kids.
I have a minivan.
Now they want to put a car seat in the back of my 300. Take my aunt to service, you know, Emily.
Mm.
Yeah, I might do that.
Yeah, I make sure they all have their little brown pride
Yeah.
shirt, you know. Take them to shows
What do
every
you
now and
think I
then.
work-
What do you think, Eddie?
Well, about what?
What do you think about what we're? I mean, I still
Well,
want more
doing.
stories from you.
I mean, you know, it's a little different than what I thought. You know, I was like nervous at first. Once we started talking and telling our story the way it happened, and that's like I tell Oscar, I always tell the truth because it'll never come back to you. You know, I know a lot of people are saying different things about the Dukes, about old
That
memories.
last stuff is not
But
true.
it's all, to me and to him, it's all negative stuff that people, I don't know, they just never want to,
Negativity.
they had never given me any royalties
Oh, credit.
and credit.
I never knew.
I'm the one.
That's what I mean.
He's the one that I never knew that.
I'm the one.
He's the only one
Give him
that
the credit he deserves.
that brought it up. Eddie
I
is the
never knew.
main founder. If it wasn't
I
for
brought it
Eddie,
up.
there wouldn't
I
have been
took
no
help for
Dukes.
it. I guess my family, but I'm the one that brought it up.
Yeah, because when he was saying that, I was like, Eddie. I go, the guy you're always with that started old memories. I never knew that story.
Yeah.
Eddie,
Yeah, they never gave me any credit.
at all.
And then after Oscar gave me credit, his brothers turned against him.
Turn against me.
You know, but
Because I did that.
it's part of, but it's part of history. But like I said, I didn't care because I started the Dukes for a reason, to keep us out of gang, out of drugs. That's the reason.
Yes, sir.
That's my main reason.
You guys ever been in the Hall
It
of
took
Fame?
me out of the. I
Are you
mean, I
guys-
wasn't into drugs or nothing, but I was hanging around.
I mean,
with,
he is.
You know.
And you're in the Hall of Fame, aren't you?
Sorry.
Are you in the Hall of Fame,
Which one? Yeah.
lowrider?
I could have been. I refused it twice,
Oh, really?
Really?
and I ain't gonna talk about that. Because
Okay.
you probably know why.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm in a National Lowrider Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Yeah.
And me, I never been in no
Yeah,
Hall of
I'm
Fame.
like you started. You have a lot of a history there, so you should be the one that should be given to,
Yeah, but
because
they
the stories you say
lot
are
of
a
people.
lot of heart. You got a lot of heart. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Both of you.
A lot of
Well, this-
people.
yeah,
a
he's-
lot of people don't know that I started to
And
do.
a lot of sad
And,
thing about it.
And
Him.
I don't really care because, like I said, I started to do for a reason.
Yeah.
To get out of gang and drugs. That's my main thing, you know.
And that's the sad thing about it. They never want to give him any credit for years.
Up
And
to
You
now.
know what?
Still up to now.
Exactly. And you know what? What if this ain't right? I start getting the credit he deserves. And that's the truth. We started the club in 58. More like a social club, but we had cars. And then we converted the car club over in 62 to make it more official by appointing a president, vice president, treasurer. They were young. We're barely getting into this, 12, 13, 14 years old. That's why we decided to make it more professional in 1962.
I mean, I know there's only a 10-year difference between you two because you were part of this group but you were younger, and now sitting here with them, what's going on in your head?
Wow. I know what the struggles are of the club. I mean, the cars and the people you deal with. And it's just like everybody has a different personality. So you have a fallout with one person, and then they look at you like, oh, maybe it's your fault. And I'm like, what did I say? You know?
I even wonder if you probably never heard the real story for me and him, right? 58. You might have heard 62 and on, right?
Yeah.
Well, we started in 58.
Oh, 58.
58.
So we're
not
saying
62.
60 years, huh?
We just made it more professional in 62.
Yeah.
Yeah. They start recruiting different.
But you're
people.
right about the struggles and
Yeah, the struggles,
different
right.
minds,
Yeah.
different way of thinking,
Yeah.
and thinking that they could do it better than you. But if you've been around longer than anybody else, how can a younger guy do it better than you?
Yeah, that's the thing. Everybody thinks they can do it better sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
And
they
would you say that pride gets in the way, or egos get in the way, or?
no, they think they know more than you,
Yeah, they think they do.
and they figure they can do it better than you, and that's where
Well-
the problem starts. You know.
Well, maybe now, look at my hands now, man. I can't do too much with them, Yeah.
Yeah.
We can't do a lot of stuff no more.
What words of advice would you give the new generation?
The new generation, I will give them advice to finish school. That's the main thing. If they want to go to college, then I would say take a trade of something that they can learn, and that trade will get them a job also.
And the right track.
That's what that's my opinion. Go to
Get
school, and
education.
if they want to go to college, or take a trade, and learn a trade, and go from there.
Did you learn all your stuff from cars just by watching, or did you go
No,
to?
I learned by doing it.
Hands-on,
Hands
yeah.
on the job.
I learned how to do take motors out,
Yep.
transmissions. We're taking transmissions out like once a week because
At least.
and because the guy in the next block on 42nd did transmissions. So every time we messed up a transmission, hey,
You would take it in.
Gomez, can you give me another transmission? He said, yeah. So we're putting transmissions in. The dry
All the
shafts,
time.
we were breaking dry shafts like crazy. And I was underneath that car like every week. So that's how we learn. We learn by doing things, And that's how you learn doing anything. But you do it, and you do it better later on, and later on you get better and better.
Yeah, that's how we learn. Same thing with the body work. We learn that on our own. Somebody,
And that's
you know?
another thing I can relate back then, even 10 years difference, that I took all my car apart. It was basically a shell. Took it to Charo and Southgate and did the frame, did the outside, everything. Then I got it back home. The windows, I mean, everything had the dashboard, everything had to go back. And hands on, baby. That's how I did it.
You put it all back
Yeah.
together.
Oh, dude, don't empty your wallet. And nowadays you got guys that put hundreds of $1,000s in their.
I know.
And
That's
I'm
what
like,
they charge
dude, there's
now.
a competition, you know.
Yes.
When they
For
talk
a
about
paint job,
pride,
they
these
want
guys have pride right
20,000.
here.
I know.
Hands on. It's hard. It's nice to do it that way, but even back then, I mean, jobs weren't available like they are now. But still, it's still a struggle.
No, it's expensive.
See, we're at the
It's
eye of the
expensive.
tiger, man. We're welders. We've been welding over 40 some years and using the torch because we worked at a trailer company. We were mechanics.
But we learn how to work on.
So we know how to
we
work-
know how to weld
professional
by
welders.
working on the
Journeyman
job, the
mechanics.
trailers.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was a trailer mechanic, so was Oscar.
Yeah.
We worked together at utility trailers where they built trailers.
Yeah.
I worked at utility trailers for about 6 years. Oscar there, and then from there he went to Longshoreman, and me, I went to Vaughn's Grocery
Vaughn's,
Company, and I
Yeah, those are the jobs back then.
yeah.
So then, and that's what we did. I mean, not going to school, no schooling or nothing. We did it
Yeah,
on the
because
job.
back then,
On the job.
you go to look for work. Can you start today? Oh no, maybe tomorrow. You know? But no, you can start the next day just like
And-
that. I
and
need you right now.
hydraulics.
Let's go.
We did all the hydraulic
Yeah.
works. We did our own setups. We did our own everything.
I was-
Modification, fabrication, right?
Yeah.
You did all your hydraulics, everything.
We
you
did all our
Yeah,
hydraulics.
matter of fact, I've been with the school district 36 years. I've been retired
Yeah.
the last 10, and I did right there at the shop, the auto part. And then Doyle from Fulton High School,
Yeah.
him and Bill painted my car the first time.
Really?
Yeah.
And don't forget,
I
we
bought
had
it.
pallies here down the street from there.
Oh yeah, I've been to
To
Palace.
buy the hydraulic. We
Yeah.
just brought
We
the
used to
track
walk
with
over there.
pallies.
Yeah. Oh, I used to
We
go up
walked
there and
the
buy
valleys.
parts.
Yeah.
Big old shop, man. There he is.
Gigantic.
Yeah.
Gigantic shop.
Yeah,
Go see
I mean, they sell
Clyde.
clothes
Yeah.
and they sell hydraulic
On this side.
aeroplane parts. What is it? It was
Yeah.
aeroplane
Yeah,
parts.
the airplane parts. Yes.
Yeah.
Airport, airplane,
So
other place
we had a
closed.
connection there with those people. Oscar had a connection right there with the clothesline,
Guys, they come on. Yeah.
and
Don't even go there, boy.
That's the stories we want to hear.
I'm not gonna say nothing.
You
I'll
get that hands
take
up
the fifth.
All right, Oscar.
All right, Oscar, get down, brother.
I was a good guy. Don't get me wrong.
No, I know.
You know.
But a lot of these clubs that are going now, they're a little more serious. Now, not that you guys aren't, but I'm talking about keeping the legacy going. You know, if you're serious to be in a club like they are, you're gonna have to just like have the love for it and the passion. And a lot of these guys nowadays, they want to be in it, but they don't have the money. But like the guys that are in my club now, the guys came back, like I said, the older guys, when we first started 26 years ago. I mean, their cars are beautiful, immaculate. And these guys know who they are. I mean, they're pretty nice cars. And every nick and cranny, every bolt, everything is brand new.
Well, you know, they
You know,
spend
off
a
the
lot of
frame.
money. A lot of
They
money.
don't put
It's
the
all about
original
money.
engine. They put like the 350 or the
Nowadays, when they fixing them up,
yeah, the
It's
engine. The engine
way-
is an OG. It's that thing burns rubber,
engraving
and it
cannons
looks
and all
old
this
like an old
stuff.
truck, you know. And then
Yeah.
beautiful
Yeah.
cars. Yeah, they got a whole
Amazing.
different.
Would you say it's more of a money making thing now?
More of a competition.
competition.
Yeah, and it's bigger and better probably because with their money, how much money they're putting into them. You know, like my car, it's just like just the original engine, 348. I did the transmission. I put a 350 turbo in there, night and day, because I had the power glide. Things like that, you got to upgrade the electronic ignition.
Yeah.
You know, upgrade the carburetor and the radiator, all that stuff, so you can
nowadays-
drive it.
You have
Because the
to keep
climate
it
back
going,
then was
yeah.
different. I don't know how they drove it, but man, nowadays you got to upgrade everything, or you won't be able to drive it. It'll heat up, it'll misfire, you know, it's things like that.
You know, me and Daddy keep it old school. 54 on down, you know. Low and slow.
Yeah, low and slow.
That's the way we are. Right?
Yeah.
What does it take for you guys to pull your car out?
We pull our cars out all the
Oh,
time.
no,
he
really?
puts a
Yeah.
lot more than I do now. You know.
'Cause it's a rarity when we
I'm
get to see
getting
that
a little
39 big O out.
kind of worn out, you know, you know. Well, you take it out.
We get together
Yeah, we
every
get together.
Friday at Ruby's over there in Whittier.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Take it out.
I take my 47 or my 39.
Wow.
I take my
Oscar
car.
sometimes he takes
I
his
take
car.
my car. Yeah.
Ramon
One of
takes
them.
his cars. So and now we at least we get together at least about 20 of us right there.
Yeah, I see Oscar at the shows.
Yeah. Remember?
Yeah.
But now, I just, I get
Where,
a little
where is
worn
Ramon
out.
today? Ramon's always with you. Where is he? You ever replace him with Eddie? Where's Ramon
Where's
Chingon?
Ramon today?
No, he
He was to go take care of his,
take care of
dad,
Dad.
his
Oh,
father,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
today.
Okay.
So
Usually he'll be
he
here.
called Oscar. He said, "Hey, I thought Eddie wasn't gonna go." and then I said, "You know what?" Oscar called me. He said, "Hey, Eddie, come on, let's go over there." I said, "You know what? I'll go with you."
Thank you,
Yeah,
Eddie.
you
I
know-
appreciate it. Thank
No
you.
problem, man.
Ray, this is interesting. As far as our legacy now, I mean, I don't know how Eddie feels about his legacy or mine.
I mean, I
or
just told you my story,
story,
the way
you know.
everything
It's important.
happened.
That's
You
all
know?
I
And
need.
it-
And at the end of the day,
it's
that's all like
important
this,
that
telling the
people know
story.
the truth, how
Yes.
all this started. Now what you hear from other people.
You're right, because I remember the hydraulics back then when we put them together. Oh my, and nowadays they got all kinds of
See?
things. How do they do them like that? They don't care. They're slamming them down. The light, the wheels fall off, and these cars are like turntables. They're beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm like, I guess they got money, but in
A lot
that
of
case, yeah.
Right,
So-
isn't it? I mean, he deserves the credit.
The story needs to be heard.
He earned this. Nobody gave him
No, but
nothing.
the story needs to be heard, and I think I'm
Earn
putting it on a
this.
platform this big, that we're gonna reach out to.
Hey, people
you know.
should
a lot of much
know-
respect, man,
People
much
should
respect.
know the truth about
Yes.
how all this started, why it started, where it's at now, where it's gonna take it. Ain't no stopping.
Right.
We could retire. That's got.
We are retired.
we are.
retired.
That's got to keep going.
Yes.
And they are going because of you guys.
Well,
Back in the days, and
basically,
you just keep revolving.
basically, well, we planted the seed. Of
Yeah,
course.
plant the seed, yeah.
Had to be the roots.
But we don't think that way. I don't think that way.
Yeah.
I think it's something that I needed to do. Get us out of trouble,
And it did.
get away from the drugs, and what was the best thing to do? Start a car club, and
Yeah.
that's what got us out of trouble, out of a lot of stuff, And
And he's right. That's the best
and
thing we ever could have done.
basically that was my goal.
Starting a
So,
barbecue.
so what would be your words of advice if we're about to close out right now? What would you like to let everybody know at the end of the day?
What I said the first time.
What'd you say?
Go to school.
Go to
No,
college.
you told me
Get
something
a good
else.
trade.
I did.
You told me something else.
You remind me. What is it?
You said go vote.
Oh, we're getting political now. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
We're not saying who to vote for because
I'm not saying,
because if you
but
don't
I-
vote,
I'm
that
gonna
other
go
person's
vote.
gonna win.
Yeah.
But go and vote.
We're
Make
gonna
your
go
voice
vote.
heard.
Yeah, if you're not registered,
Right?
get registered and vote.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I'm registered.
That's
I'm
my-
ready to
that's
vote.
my advice.
Me and my wife vote
Yes.
every day. I
And
mean,
we're not endorsing anyone. We're just saying go and vote.
Yes,
Yeah, we
sir. Go on,
This
vote.
country needs someone that can build the country back up. And
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Gotta go vote.
we don't want any hate or racist or nothing.
Negative, nothing.
Nothing negative.
No, we don't want to know that.
We have enough problems with
Yes.
other countries, you know.
Yes. Yes.
And we got to vote for Vanessa for school district.
For the school board. Yes. Yes.
Hello. I'm voting.
Yeah, Vanessa, you
We
got
gotta
my
vote
vote
for
too.
Vanessa.
for Vanessa.
That's right.
Okay, I got
Yeah.
Eddie's. What is your words to go if you're gonna walk out today? What do you want everybody to remember?
You anything different this time? No, just kidding.
Yeah, I think we said that already. But as far as what the younger generation.
Words of encouragement.
Maybe
just-
cooking
just-
advice. What do you got?
Like 80
What advice would you give anybody?
Huh?
What advice would you give somebody?
Even if just
Well,
like,
basically almost the same thing as Eddie did.
Because he
We
said
didn't
go to
have-
school
we,
and
we,
vote.
We didn't have that opportunity to go to college, I barely graduated from school. Don't even ask me how. I don't even know.
Can you imagine how you guys would have been in college,
I
Joe?
did.
If you guys would have had that opportunity to do what you do?
Well, unfortunately, somebody had to work and my family was poor. The only one working at the time was my brother Julio, the furniture store. But the only job he had, right?
Yeah, that's the only
Yeah.
job he had.
The factory. And basically before that was,
Well, you know, his mother
yeah,
was raising 5 boys,
5 boys.
so they had to supply, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have to do something, you know, whatever it took to make things happen, to pay for the rent, pay for the poor food we got, not much. We'll go downtown on 3rd Street at the Mercado. Remember that?
Yeah.
That I had to take my mother all the time. I had to stay in my car, keep an eye on it, so they won't steal it. So I mean,
That was a popular furniture store. You guys.
oh,
know
it was
that.
cheap,
Oh,
little
yeah.
brown
S-
bag.
it's
His
called
father went
S&S
too.
Furniture. That was the
He
name
used
of
to
it.
go over there too. His dad.
Oh.
Yeah, my dad worked there for 25 years.
Oh, the furniture place. A lot of guys from the neighborhood worked there. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, Louie. What would you like to tell anybody listening or the young crowd?
Like we've been talking here, go to school and vote, and
Yes, sir.
don't get discouraged. You know, we're gonna keep generation after generation. Get your education. Without education, you're not gonna go anywhere unless
Yeah.
you work hard, like I did. And I went to school for a little bit and still was able to, you know, work on my family and make sure they have everything. And nowadays,
I don't know a bigger family man than you.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Really? No, really.
And you know, now like I say, after generation, now a lot of them are making themselves heard. You know, they're fighting for the lowriding community.
It's pretty
You know,
crazy.
and
yeah.
that I love that because I see that, and it's because of us.
But that's good, though.
The next generation is doing a little bit more, and we're doing it. Just keep escalating, which is good. We're making
Yeah,
ourselves
but you-
heard. So by doing that, I just want to make sure that everybody's safe out there in their cars.
And Louie's being a little modest. He's got a Halloween party coming up. Don't you have a Halloween party coming up for the club?
Yeah, we're selling tickets. It's on Brown Pride CC website,
In October 26th.
October 26th.
So if you're not busy, Oscar.
If you want to purchase tickets, just go ahead and get there.
Louis, he's gonna invite us. He knows. He knows what time it is, right, Louis?
That's right, brother.
I've known him for a long time.
No, you make him buy a ticket.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay, now that's what it is. Okay,
Oh, thank you.
I got to
Not Eddie, but Oscar.
Oh, I do, especially
Oscar's
me,
a rich one here.
right?
All right. Jim,
Well,
what's up?
you know what? One thing that really strikes me about this too is that I travel around to different reservations and perform, and recently I've been brought in to perform because the communities and the tribes are doing workshops because they're in a crisis right now because of fentanyl, and they're trying to figure out what to do. And it just strikes me is that it could be anybody, and it could be someone that's a young person that can make a difference in their community by seeing what's doing and then making a decision and getting together with their friends to watch out for each other. And that's what the car club was. And I feel like that's something that young people can take from this and do. There's a lot of communities that are hurting right now because of this drug fentanyl that's taking out a lot of young people, especially in our tribal communities and
Even
other
by
places.
accident. I mean, people are taking it. They don't even know.
Yeah. So, I think that's something for young people to realize they can take control of their situations and make decisions and build it around something they love, like cars. And even if it's not cars, it could be something else.
Yeah.
And combine those things and watch out for each other.
Well, the problem has always been the drugs.
Yeah.
And if you get away from them, you can make your life better. Because I don't care how much money you got, if you got doing drugs, it doesn't last. It takes you down to nothing. So if you can get away from from drugs,
You're always
you're always going to do something in your life.
You're always chasing that one first high, and they're never going to get that again.
No.
Never going to get that again. So, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. Any other closing statements, Jim?
Nope, that was it. That was my big.
Thank you, Eddie.
No, no
I
problem.
appreciate it, brother. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Louie.
thank you guys very much for sharing,
Thank you,
and
bro. I appreciate it.
it's an honor to have you guys on.
Okay, nice meeting you, Eddie.
Nice meeting you too.
I've seen it before, but I really haven't talked to him.
I'm glad.
And that'll wrap it up. For thank you guys very much for tuning in and listening to another episode.
Rock that boogie, rock that boogie.